Have you found yourself in this sort of situation where you lost your mojo and you just did not want to have anything to do with your hobby or your skill? You walk into your creative space and you have no drive at all, no motivation to complete your projects. You make up all the story, all the excuses in the world why you can't just do that work, you can't just complete that project. Listen to me, I think you're about to fall into a creative funk. Well, in the sewing world, we call it the SEWJO, right? I think you're about to lose your SEWJO. And I've got a couple of tips that would help you to get yourself out of that. I've been there. So I think I've got a few things that I can share with you. So stick around and find out a bit more about it. Using my SEWJO. When I talk about SEWJO in that sense, I mean sewing for myself. My reason why I decided to take a break from sewing for myself was because I found my body changing. You know, I was going through a bit of body change after surgery, being put on hormones. My bust size increased by about 2 inches. My waist has gotten slightly bigger. And I had this project that I cut out 2 to 3 months before surgery, and I finally sewed it up together, and it didn't button up, it didn't fit. But I should probably blame myself for not testing it out and trying it whilst I was sewing. But anyway, we're not going to go into that. You know, bodies changed, and there are different reasons why people's body changes. It could be anything. Some people lose weight, some people gain weight, and you know, they find themselves losing their SEWJO. They find themselves losing their, losing that drive to actually go ahead and make something for themselves. Or there are other reasons why people can find themselves in that sort of situation. You know, you've got, there's a lot of pressure out there. Yes, there's a lot of pressure. When you see things that people have created, you see people's creations and they share them on social media, people showing off all the things they've made, you soak it in, and there's that voice at the back of your mind saying to you, oh, you don't measure up that well. You should probably leave this, it's not working. You know, it happens, it happens to some people. It's happened to me in the past. Also, you've got, there's a load of reasons why people find themselves losing their mojo. They're sewing mojo, their SEWJO. There's so many reasons why, but then we need to know when to draw that line and decide, okay, enough is enough, we're going to take action, we're going to do something about it. I mean, we all sew for different reasons, and a lot of us sew because it actually does help us mentally, and it helps us to unwind, it helps us to relax, and it helps us just create a lot of fashion. Well, for me, fashion, I love fashion, and I don't want anything that would get me out of that, that would disrupt my love for fashion. So these are the things that I do, and I do recommend them for you. The first thing that I do say to people is, okay, so what? Chill. Put the machine away. Have a break. It's okay to have a break. And whilst you're having a break, you can, reassess, praise yourself for the things that you actually have made. Rock the things you've made, wear them, mix and match them, style them in different ways, and actually be proud of what you've done. Yeah, it's okay to take a break. So that's the first thing that I would say to you. Take a break. And when you do take a break, you would actually, you would itch to get back to it, But once you're taking a break, there are other things you can do. Reorganize your stash. Not everyone's like me, but I do have a great big stash, and I do say to people, just rearrange your things, and it would actually remind you about the things that you have in your stash that you actually haven't made, or maybe the things you might see something that you planned to make at the beginning of the year and you actually haven't cut into it yet. So that can then lead onto planning. So you could go ahead and plan your next makes for the next season. So I'll give you an example. With me, I cut my Seren dress it doesn't fit. I'm not giving up with it. I've got my dress, and that's motivating me to actually work on myself and get myself back to where I want to be, because I am going to wear that dress. I am, because that was my size, and it will be my size. So yeah, so the dress is still there. I am, I've stopped planning for summer now. No more summer makes. So now I am planning for the next season. So I do recommend planning what you're going to make for the next season. Forget about the current season you're at, and maybe plan for the next season, and that would actually get you a bit more, what's the word, motivated to get back your mojo. This is a bit touchy because we all love, in the sewing community, we love challenges. And not only in the sewing community, in the creative community really, there are a lot of challenges that we do to get ourselves inspired, motivated, that sort of thing. But I do think those could actually lead people to feeling a bit of pressure. So I do recommend forgetting about challenges. Just leave them for a bit. All those challenges you've got on Instagram, leave the challenges for a while. Just log out of those. If it means logging out of social media, log out. Take a break, unwind, and remind yourself about why you actually love what you're doing. And so I do recommend doing that. Forget about those challenges for a bit, and maybe you can get back to them. Give yourself time to actually remind yourself why you like what you're doing. Try out a different skill that's linked to your hobby. Embroidery. I still haven't learnt it yet, but I do recommend something like embroidery if you are into sewing, knitting or crocheting. Or you could even go down the route of fashion illustrating. Those are the different things you can do. In my instance, I made a blazer. Talk about jumping in, right? Then the blazer took a long time. I did a lot of pad stitching, a lot of hand sewing, and that I didn't need to be in my sewing room at all. I did that whilst chilling with the family, watching a bit of TV, and pad stitching. That I'd never done before. It was different, but I was challenging myself, and when I got myself back together, I went ahead and made my blazer. Okay. Another thing that you could do is creating for other people. I made a little cute dress for my daughter's friend who turned 6, and that took away any sort of pressure of making for myself, and it felt actually really felt good. So I do recommend doing that. One more thing you could do also is try a palette cleanser, a very easy task that would ease you back into your hobby. Yeah, so try something very simple. You can make a fascinator. I've got a video on how to make a fascinator, and you can watch that and use that as a little guide to see how I dabbled into millinery, and I really enjoyed it, and I think you should try it. So yeah, what do you do if you find yourself in that sort of situation? And share your ideas in the comment section so other people can get inspired and motivated to get on with it. Let's get on with it and not wallow in self-pity. But anyway, with that, I'm going to end this video, and I would say I hope to see you next time, and I hope to bring you more projects that would inspire you to carry on in your sewing journey. And with that, have a lovely day. Enjoy the rest of your day, and all the best, and take care. Bye.